So I made two mistakes in the last 5 minutes. I watched a Sonic trailer, which really sucked. Like, really, really sucked. Like, incomprehensibly sucked. And then I spent, like, a minute dunking on it and realised my own microphone was muted. So who's the real idiot? Probably still me. But either way, I've got to get through the rest of this craft. And I've got a seal to finish as well. Which I started before all the pre-releases. Came back and looked at it and was like, this isn't a good deck. So I'm going to see if I can like get the last few wins with it, having changed it. I need to finish this craft first, though. So this is the red-green we were playing yesterday. Which so far is beating down pretty handily. The game we lost was to Ugin, I think. This deck seemed pretty good, to be honest. It's interesting hearing about other people talking about the format, that so many people are fighting or trying to force like really card advantage decks, and in order to beat the other card advantage decks, they're kind of going like super long game, and then just have no answer to aggressive decks, which is kind of weird. There's also interesting listening to the limited resources review, and the fact that saying a lot of games are coming to milling out, which is wild. It's been a while since we had one of those. Two Ugin's Conjurant. Still don't know where I land on this card. I mean, if it's going to be good anywhere, it's going to be good in this kind of deck, which proliferates. Davriel's annoying. Kind of feel okay ditching a land here, to be honest, given we've got a bit of mana ramp ourselves. Could drop the Geode. No, there's no point dropping the Geode. We'll drop the Grizzly. See if we can attack through the Conjurant next turn. I'll see a case to be made for attacking with the Grim Initiate there as well. Bloomhawk. Still getting rid of land here. Okay, so plan here. Attack Davriel and then band together after first strike damage. Actually, I'm fine with this because the Conjurant drops and then it's gonna. Then we get another mass one. Now we'll drop a Geode. Davriel's pretty good on turn 3, especially if you can keep proliferating. Like, I think it also kind of... Oh, that's annoying after dropping the Reach feature. I think one of the things I've really found is, like, if you're playing any green deck, the Bloomhawk's just amazing. Attacking with the Grizzly doesn't really do anything here, so let's just drop this. Let's open up some more options next turn with the band together and the Gaia's Greeting. I assume this is going to get proliferated up at some point as well. I wonder what the splash is, the black or the white? Or if it's just pure free colour. Okay, so Davril's going. Gaia's Greeting is the worst removal spell of the two right now. This can deal 4 at the moment. Grizzly of their own. I don't really have any great attacks. Like, even if we got rid of the Bloomhulk, like the Nurturer sort of, nothing just attacks for anything of this. So we just need to find a way to deal with this Griffin for now. And normally I'd feel alright because we can just card advantage with the Grizzly, but our opponent has one as well. I'll get a Crunch. Build out a bit of a board here. Makeshift battalion. We don't really have much option apart from just playing our board right now. I could attack with a Cruncher, like a Crunch and a Grim Initiate. I assume it would just be blocked by the Herald of the Dread Horde. Ooh, that's worrying. But our opponent can't cast this right now. It does look like they're just pure free colours. Which probably helps us quite a bit. This Challenger Troll is quite nice as well. It currently only works on the Crunch, but it will work on this next turn. And nothing purely trades up. We'll have a band together next turn as well. Oh, they can cast an Nissa. I don't know why I thought they couldn't. The Nissa's like annoying, but it's not the end of the world. It's just the shaking of it. But yeah, maybe something for the next next game worth noting is that this is a very clunky mana base. Okay, so that's honestly not the worst, because we can deal with this Enforcer Griffing. So let's have the Troll. And I guess this has got the next highest power. So this Troll can only be blocked, can't be blocked by more than one creature. So this can just get in and start eating stuff, I believe. The biggest thing that can block it is the Bloomhulk, and there's no mana up, so. Let's start just chewing stuff up. Obviously this gets in a mass token, but I mean, what are you going to do? I don't feel like we can just sit here against a Nissa, because eventually these lands will get indestructible. Probably before we do anything as well, to be honest. We could also start attacking the Crunch, because that's going to trade for something. But these lands are going to provide handy blockers for a while, I dare say. I know at some point there's going to be a game where someone has a Nissa and the other person has like the thing that makes lands like completely hexproof, and it's going to be horrible for the Nissa player. Okay, Ceratok. I wonder if they do have enough to trample through here. This card's pretty good in this board stall, I think. They might actually just have enough to have attacked there and got it. Vraska's finish is a bit annoying, but well, we need to keep attacking this. Is there any point in keeping mana up? No, there is not. Well, we get rid of that. At least. So I wonder when the opponent's going to start just getting in. I'm surprised they haven't been already, to be honest. Like, they've got the, yeah, the creature size to do it. So then this is dead. The opponent gets many lands. So I guess now is when I'm going to go for it, because the Nissa's finisher will... Sorry, the Vraska's finisher will kill something else after this as well. Just the 3 mana and the 4/4. Do these have trample? No. In fact, I've got vigilance and haste. Vigilance is annoying. I mean, that just bounces and we get a bigger amass token. Seems a fairly safe block for now. Kind of fortunate that our opponent isn't being more aggressive, because I feel if they were, we'd be in very bad shape. Oh yeah, the finisher will kill this, I guess. Forgot about that. That would have been nice to draw. Yeah, losing that nurture is a bit annoying because we would have had a second activation. And there's a Kronk Wrangler. So at the moment I think it looks like the black is this. It just looks like it's pure free colour. I haven't seen any fixing necessarily. So we might be in luck with some aggression next time. This looks like it's interesting. It looks like an aggressive free colour deck. Also, Nissa getting all these lands has made this Vivian's Grizzly very scary. Ooh, Pollen Bright Druid. Don't think we're going to win this game, you know. I'm still certain if the opponent was just attacking with everything, they would have won by now. I don't know what we can draw that gets us out of this. Let's concede. So pretty low to the ground aggro. So this Geode's been pretty unimpressive. I'm going to put in a Corrosion Crisis, because if we're going to get into a board stall like that, then let's be able to make a bigger ball. Bigger ball? Bigger board. Seems like a decent hand. And this seems as good a time as any to drop the Living Twister. Should attack quite well, and the sooner you can start doing nonsense with lands, the better. New Horizons for no value. Interesting. So they do have some fixing. I also don't know if how well this is going to work out for their deck. It seemed pretty low to the ground, so... Okay, so there's an Enforcer Griffin, so... well, that would have been a good blocker for them. We're going to kill that. Then we want to just attack with these two. Play a Grizzly. opponent's clunking along. Five Ugin's Conjurant. Probably shouldn't have played that land. That was... yeah, let's attack like this. Actually, we don't even need to discard another land, do we? This is just gonna make it a 1/1. And then, yeah, we can probably even play Zhang Yang Yu here. And probably put that on... let's put it on the Twister. Because then it's a 3/6 and it gets out of range of Nixilis' Cruelty. This is feeling pretty decent so far. I mean, if our opponent wants to get us with a combat trick to kill Centaur Noctua, I'm kind of cool with that. I mean, it's probably Vraska's finisher, but again, I'm fine. It's not the best use of their time and mana. It's something that will die to Living Twister. We can just keep beating down. Grizzly to boot. So yeah, let's put this one on the Grizzly, because then it attacks through both of that. The Initiate can stay back, I guess. Free to go to 6. I'm just going to keep gobbling things. And this is the power of Living Twister. Like, your opponent's blocks become so horrible when you can just do so much on their turn, and your turn just bouncing lands. Still feeling pretty fun about this setup. Yeah, Living Twister has been one of the best cards in this deck. And every time I played with it, it's just been very, very strong. Like, it's good. Like, you play on turn 3, it's 2/5 that attacks really well. Just shocking stuff for 3 mana consistently and over again is... it's just strong. It's just strong. I don't want to keep this hand, I don't think. No, I don't. I will keep this. Ooh. I'm not going to keep that one on the draw. Just because 3 mana is enough for us to broadly operate on. And we kind of need more than a Grim Initiate. I know it feels like we get a Grim Initiate at the start of every hand. I've not been particularly impressed by it, to be honest. I kind of wish I had anything else. Not anything else, to be honest. Otherwise I'd put the Goblin Sailor in. But it's just not very impressive. It's probably better in like the red-black, where you've got some like you've got more of the amass stuff. Spark Reaper. I feel like I want to get out of the way, and I also want to get my Scry. I don't want the second one. It's probably better in red-black with all the amass stuff that's going on, and also red-black's got a definite theme of sacrificing going on. With cards like Spark Reaper, and there's a couple others where you're just getting the value out of it. Davriel. You can get rid of an excess land. Could Heartfire this down. Oh boy. Which I think I'm going to do. And then I've got the option of Heartfiring if it gets proliferated and they want to burn the last one. We can get rid of one of the Band Togethers, because as good as Band Together is, it's not great when you've got a 1-1 and a 1-1 only. This also works out well, because now we get to still discard the thing we wanted to do. We get to kill this Bloomhawk. And then we get to kill Davriel. Now, the problem is our opponent has 4 cards in hand and we have 1. We'll get dinged for 2 here. So, we're not in great shape, to be honest. Kind of really need to start drawing some creatures. Ugin's Conjurant. Okay, that was a pretty decent draw. Very nice Band Together target. At the moment it's going to be very, very hard to deal with minimal creatures, and this Band Together should help push that tempo. Ooh, Xiangyang Yu. Let's push our advantage here. So I'm going to make the Jiang have to use this last counter if it just pumps a random thing, and then we'll get him for 6. Going to keep the land in hand for a Living Twister. Part of the reasoning is I don't think swinging this at the opponent changes the clock any. It's still 6, 12, 18, so the extra 1 doesn't do that much right now. Okay, so that's now a 5, 6. I'm happy trying to force this trade and put our opponent on the back foot, because we're about to drop this Living Twister. Unfortunately, we can't hold up the activation, but now I just need to remember not to autoplay these lands. Oh, well, we probably just lose now. This probably explains the mana base, because if you've got a Kektra, why not play it? Okay, this is going to be very tricky to deal with. I will play that land. How do we beat this Kektra? Because we're going to start taking a lot of damage very soon. So, if I were to bolt the opponent twice, they go to 6. I'm down to 4 lands. Oh no, I'll be down to 5 lands. I'm just not getting through this board, so I think I have to do something that just involves flinging everything at the opponent. Because we might just well be dead next turn. So we could send another land at the opponent next turn, and then one after. Maybe taking almost lethal. Just gotta think what this does. 3 mana. Throw a land, opponent goes down to 4. Use the other mana to bounce another land. At which point we're down to 3 lands? I honestly think the only way we win is to somehow bolt our opponent down with this Living Twister. And I think if we draw a land it works. Oh, that's made life a lot trickier. We might just be dead here, I didn't do the math. Well, we're not. Is that enough? I don't think it is. Two. We can make a total of 4 mana this turn, right? Yeah, the opponent just has to not block here. I think if we drew a land there, we would have won. Did we draw a land there? I don't know. That was unfortunate. I felt like we were in pretty good shape until the Akechra, which is probably how a lot of things go. Hey, best card in the set. I'll take it. See, the magic of opening boosts online is never great, and having done so many pre-releases, I mean, I'll keep taking wildcards. It's kind of faded it even more. And a Karn. No idea if Karn's going to be good in standard or not, but we got a couple rare wildcards and a mythic wildcard. Okay, so this sealed deck that I need to finish. So this was an Esper deck because I have no ability to stop myself playing blue, and now it's a black-green deck because I realised that cards like Spark Reaper and Lazotep Reaver, Bloomhulk, and whatnot are a lot better. And because you've got a Mana Geode, and a Centaur Nurturer, and a Paradise Druid, I'm splashing 2 Lauren Enforcers. The mana base might be wrong, and this also was already on 2 losses. So depending on how this goes, I might do another draft, I might do another sealed. But this will probably be a short one anyway, because I'm a little tired. I'm not planning to stream on Tuesdays normally. I'm planning to do Mondays and Wednesdays, so bonus. That seems like a decent enough hand. I mean, it'd be better on the play. I've also already forgotten if we group both the lands were splashing as well. I've forgotten if it's best of 1 in these sealed events. Because the best of 1, I think this is like the first set where it's going to be relevant. You don't get to choose play or draw. I think it just defaults you to the play. And based on my experiences with this set, I think it's actually not uncommon that you'd want to go on the draw. In which case, best of 1, if you just get forced to not do that, that's going to be rough. We're going to drop a turn 4 Ronus, which is looking nice. Although, I mean, we'll have to see what the opponent does. They could leave up a No Escape or a Callous Dismissal. Also, they could just kill the Leyline Prowler, because this card's, like, really strong. Like, it's not just the ramping, it's like 2-3 body is really relevant. Yeah, it's going to die. But just 2 mana... is 3 mana for a 2-3, and it's got Death Touch and Lifelink is such an annoying obstacle for most opponents. So don't get our turn 4 Ronus. I'm going to get the no value Bloomhulk. But again, we're going to drop Ronus and get in a big swing. I think Ronus has so far been the most unimpressive of the gods. Because I think most of the time it ends up just being this 5/5 Death Toucher. Like, the doubling everything can matter. But like, what I've noticed is that the fact that it doesn't buff toughness is really annoying. I'm going to attack first. I'm not sure if I want to play the Ronus, because it is card advantage, and our opponent leaving up 5 mana is very suspicious. I wish I had another Swamp, because I could play Spark Reaper and keep up Aid the Fallen. I'm just going to run out a Crocodile here. Okay, no responses to that either. So I'm not sure what's going on with our opponent's hand, that they have 5 cards in hand. Okay, so relying on a Nahiri. Does imply their hand's full of clunkiness right now. Be interested to see if they attack with the Strix. Okay, so we're going to go 10 to face. And this is one of the advantages of Ronus, is that the state of this game completely changes because our opponent's now on 6. Like, this can't get in anymore. And it makes this Nahiri very difficult to protect. Yep. But yeah, I think so far for the gods, I think the order I'd put them in is Ronus as worst, Ilhag 4th, Bontu 3rd, Kefnet 2nd, Aketra 1st. And there's tricky ones like on the other ability, because I think Bontu's ability is better than Kefnet's, but Kefnet is a 4/5 flyer for 4, and it's hard enough to defend against flyers in this set. But yeah, I think those top 3 are a step ahead of the other 2. I mean, they're all amazing. But yeah, let's try this. It's definitely interesting trying to get a sense for how good some of the cards are, because I'm still not sure. Davriel's one of them. Double Vizier of the Scorpion. This card's been interesting. I quite like it, but it really does set you up for blowouts. Getting to play the Davriel onto an empty board's quite nice here. Like, this feels like an ideal setup for a Davriel, because we get to play this Vizier next, which is forcing our opponent to attack into a Death Toucher. And this is like one of the interesting dynamics about the set with the Planeswalkers is, if you get to play, it's like any normal limited set, if you get to play them into like any sort of neutral board, you not only have the advantage of using them every turn. Oh, speaking of Viziers. But you also have this... I'm just going to still discard. You end up getting a lot of card advantage on your opponents because they sometimes have to sink a bunch of resources into dealing with them. We did this pre-release with my fiance on Sunday, there's Two-Headed Giant. And we had... Our last game went really well because we played a Vivien on turn 3. And Vivien's pretty good. But our opponents sank so much of their hands into dealing with this Vivien, and attacking into the Vivien with mana up as well from our side. And it just meant that eventually they got to kill this Vivien, but they had expended so much on doing it that we had just run away with things. I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. Like, we don't get the last Davriel, but oh yeah, we lost our Death Toucher. Whoops. Happens. Yeah, I wasn't thinking there. Should have killed the Vizier. This has been an interesting card. I thought it'd be good, and I've had it in a couple seal pools, and -2/-2 doesn't kill all that much. So I'm going to play the Nurturer here. And the reason is, it would be nice to have 6 mana next turn because it just allows us to do more of our hand. We get to play a free drop and a free drop if we do that. Goblin Assault Team. Well, we'll take a 7. Or we can do now a Leyline Prowler and a Ob Nixilis' Cruelty. But yeah, it's one of the things that, like, I think it was Jadine Klumperins wrote an article about making your next draw steps better by using your mana smarter. So if we play like a free drop there, we leave 2 mana up. That's frustrating. Whereas if we play this, we then get to do 2 things on our next turn, as opposed to playing a free drop and then being able to do 1 thing again next turn as well. Don't get to kill anything here, but we just get a neutral block on this. And this 4-1 is beating us down, to be honest. Okay, so now we get our own Vizier down. I'm playing Arlen's Wolf. And then the plan is we'll stick the Amass in front of that and the Vizier in front of the Goblin Assault Team. Our opponent is stacking up the removal. They're having to crew for a lot of it to fit to get through the damage. So if they attack with both here, I think this puts us in a nice position. Has this got trample? No. I'm just taking this box, I just don't want to keep taking 4. And this being a 4-3 is a pain, but also not immediately threatening. I mean, we can also just draw that and be happy. This card's so good. So yeah, depending on what our opponent has here, we'll know how good a shape we're in. Spark Creeper's not too bad. Like, I think this card is good, but thankfully for us, we've got the Nurturer that can block it, and the Arlen's Wolf that can swing past it. Oh, sorry, wanged the Knight there. Wanged the Knight there. Or the mic. I'm not going to have a third go at that sentence, it's not worth it. So I don't know how good this... I mean, Bloomhawk's fine just as a 4-mana 4-4. I can't remember how much Proliferate this deck has in it. But yeah, I think, going back to my point about unlocking better draw steps and whatnot, I feel like we're in a nice position in this match right now because we had that... We took a turn off in some ways by playing this, and then we've just been able to do 2 things a turn consistently after that. I am going to get aggressive here. Yeah, because I feel fine in a situation where our opponent is having to use up removal on like some of our filler stuff. Now forgetting that I'm not playing with Living Twister, I can play my lands. And we are Hellbent. The opponent could definitely have some nice top end. Okay, so they seem to have a handful of removal. And although it's annoying that our things keep dying, we do keep just getting in damage. I am going to attack here with the Nurturer just as a tester. Because we can be bluffing things like Giant Growth. And we'll just see if our opponent blocks. We might just get 2 points of free damage, which would be nice and relevant because it put the opponent down on 5, which is just 1 hit from the Crocodile. I didn't take it, but you know, that's fine. We're not losing much. Like, I doubt the opponent's attacking us back in this situation. And if it is, we go to 10. It's not a big deal. On the Revival. Okay, well that that was certainly a surprise. I'm pretty sure our opponent doesn't want to attack that Spark Reaper. Okay, so that did kind of get us. And now I think we only attack with this. because there is actually some swingbacks to watch out for. The assault team's actually really annoying because if we block the assault team, the counter can go on the Spark Reaper, and then that can block the Ward Scale Crocodile. I keep forgetting about this card. Okay, so if we go to 4, what are the odds that we get burned out by something? Pretty high. Like, Heartfire. Like, there's definitely some sacrifice synergies going on here, so it could be a Heartfire. Sarkhan's Catharsis. It also leaves us in a position where, like, this thing's just going to keep attacking. So I think we do take the block here. It's annoying that the Reaper will get bigger, but it still puts us in a position where if we draw removal, this Reaper dies and we should probably swing through. How does God Eternal Ronus change the map? I mean, the opponent was blocking anyway. But it does mean we have a 5/5 Death Touch awaiting. But yeah, the opponent has to block now. And I am very glad that, just for the health of the format, this doesn't pump toughness as well, but it does always make it an underwhelming play. I wonder if the opponent looks like they're debating sacrificing the Spark Reaper to draw a card. Unless they definitely have a way to get it back, that would surprise me, because we now get to keep our creature. I guess if it's in a situation where... Because our crocodile's going to die, right? It's had a counter on it. So Gaya's Greeting. I guess it didn't have an answer to the Ronus anyway. I've been saying Ronus is the worst god, let me clarify, it's still an amazing card, as we're finding out. What's in this one? I don't even know what I want to open, I've got no idea what to play in Standard. Although these are nice to pick up just for uncommons. I mean, Time Wipe's pretty nice. Oh. You can tell I didn't play Limited last season. Wizard's Lightning Cosmetics, some gold, and some war boosters. Back to bronze. Fibblefip, and let's see. Mizium Tank. I could potentially see this propping up in Standard. We'll see. So, I probably will get round to playing some Standard at some point. What's interesting is that we've had the first Standard lists out today. Ooh. And with a land, this is interesting, but unspectacular. Mulligan. I always err towards the mulligan in best of one. You just don't have the other matches to kind of recover it. And this is a better hand anyway. But yeah, it's interesting that I'm looking at the lists. Some of the stuff is popping up. I might get it up on the screen after this match. I think there was a red-white feathers aggro deck. Some blue-red spells. A kind of like mid-range Kefnet deck. Let's play a Vizier. It's a nice little curve out going on right here. Bloomhawk to make this a bigger one. Some mono red, some Gruul, but like a more planeswalky Gruul. So it's like got the new Domri, 4 Sarkhans, 4 Chandras, and then it's like Grove Chamber Guardian, Spellbreaker, Phoenix. So like a more Gruul mid-range, even aggro. Opponent discarding Mana Geode for a 1/1. I'm alright with that. Yeah, attack with everything but the Vizier. Looks like the opponent... Did we go first? I can't remember. Grixis. I'll continue to beat down. I think over this set I've played against... The majority of the decks I've played against have been like blue X decks. I think people normally bias towards those decks anyway. Davriel. Well, that's annoying. We're going to Ob Nixilis' Cruelty a 1/1 amass token. But that's fine. I do wonder what's going on in our opponent's hand, because Davriel's very unexciting there. I'll get rid of the Vizier. Oh, the daggers. We cannot play this Tiebreaker Giant. Normally I would just beat down here, but this Tiebreaker Giant could actually be quite a big deal if we hit the land for it. And our opponent is slowly trying to unlock their hand in a way that maybe it's worth getting in the extra 2 damage. Although, if everything they're playing is removal... Okay, now feeling fine about this decision. I don't think there's much a point in attacking the Gaia, because this Gaia is almost certainly just going to be pointed at a Law Rune Enforcer. So we can have the Gaia die, but I just want to try and force the damage through. Especially in situations where like the 4 and 1 would be lethal, and this deck has a decent amount of removal in it, so... Ooh, Aid the Fallen's really nice. So... Swing and... Swang. Ah! The only problem with this Planeswalker says you have to be better with your clicking. So this is probably going to... It didn't sacrifice the Spark Reaper. Interesting. So this could be a no escape, I guess? Yeah. That's fine. I guess, considering that we have them dead on board, there's reason to not give them the scry. But yeah, like games like this is what a lot of people have been reporting out of this format, and how it relates to maybe the way to go forward with it. That everyone's doing nonsense like this, like playing Honor of the God Pharaoh into Davriel into No Escape into Tamiyo, and you're just there not caring. Yeah, we might as well attack here, because the Tybalt's Ranger has to block the Tithe Bearer Giant. Glad I did that, because that was about to tap my planes. I think I'm just going to get this Aid the Fallen now. I'm going to return the Enforcer and play the Enforcer, because then if that can just start tapping down blockers. The Gaia's not going to kill it. And again, if I'm going to spend removal on the 1/2 that's here, then so be it. Now this is the time where it's like, maybe it would have been worth just pointing one of those things at Gaia at any point. I had this in one of my pre-release decks. The Gaia and Tibalt work together really nicely. Because this Tibalt, it'll probably block the Tithe Bearer Giant and then kill the Law Rune Enforcer. So our answer to this is that we just attack with the Law Rune Enforcer. I think there is now reason to kill the Gaia. Although we don't need to point both at Gaia. We can point one at Tibalt. Or do we just point one at the opponent? One at the opponent. The opponent looks like they've got another removal spell. Well, that's pretty good. So, okay, yes, the Lorien Enforcer lives there as well. So that's not the worst. Keep on attacking. Will we eventually force through these last few points of damage? I assume this goes at us. There we go. Just push through. So changing this deck worked out pretty well. I think we need one more win? I can't remember. Yeah, one more win for... What do we get? An extra 200 gems, so it's not a massive deal. So yeah, some of the decks... So this is the Feather deck. I love the design of this. So you've got the Arcanist to replay things, Feather to recur your pump, Krenko to pump onto, and then this is heroic as well. You've got Defiant Strike, Reckless Rage, which I think is really cool. You make your Feather big enough and then you've just got a free shock every turn, giving it indestructible and shock. I think this is... I have no idea how good this deck is, but it's really well designed and I really appreciate it. And this is the Gruul I was talking about. Again, going first in best of one, I will lean towards mulliganing hands like that. And again, this is just a much better option. I'll keep the Lorien Enforcer on top because the Paradise Druid will unlock that for us. But yeah, I think I opened a few feathers over the weekend, so like if you need an early FNM deck, that might be one to look at, just because it doesn't seem too hard to put together. Like, at least for me, I've got the Vanguards and all the pump spells kicking around. Opened a couple Arcanists and Feathers and Krenkos. So, Augur Bolus, Relentless Advance. And we already have a decent board presence. Unfortunately, none of it can attack through Augur of Bolus. I didn't see much about this card. 4 mana 3/3. I don't know how good it is. Looks like our Paradise Druid's about to die. I'm kind of fine with that. I can always get it back. But I guess for now we just beat down. But yeah, it's an interesting format so far, and after doing more drafts I'll see where it lands. That it definitely feels like people are really forcing the whole Blue X deck. That's a shame. I mean, we're not really doing anything right now. Don't think getting rid of the Amass token's any good. So maybe an argument for Aid the Fallen to Paradise Druid, but it seems like a waste to Aid the Fallen in our deck. Eternal Taskmaster. But yeah, I'll be very intrigued to see where this format ends up. In the grand scheme of what people end up doing with it. There's a nice one. Now there is maybe more reason to Ob Nixilis's Cruelty the 3/3, so our Ward Scale can get through. It depends what happens here. I mean, that's bad, It's really quite bad. Okay, so Operation Deal the Liliana. So let's tap this. I was hoping to draw some double blocks, but unfortunately not. I mean, I won't lie, I don't think we're getting the 7th win at this point. Spellkeeper Weird. Definitely a fan of Spellkeeper Weird after the weekend. Like, 1-4 decent blocker, and the spells in this set are really good and relevant to get back. In case you didn't notice, you can make the statue tumble. Or crumble, rather. There's the Immortal Sun, and there's the Interplanar Beacon. Definitely, I appreciate how much effort they put into the boards on these things. It was the same with Hearthstone. It's definitely good to give idle hands something to do. Okay, it's a pretty aggressive stealth mission. It's like the most unexciting Rona sport in the world. So I guess let's tap this down. We don't even get that many good trades out of this, but we're not winning the match if we stand there. I guess it clears the way for Ronas a bit. And the other thing this does clear the way for is for our, oh god, the drawing of cards. And the opponent might just do the sacrifice thing here. Proliferate? Yeah. Oh no, they're just gonna ultimate. Eek. You know, I don't know if that was... I mean, I don't think it matters. But I honestly don't know how good that was for them. If they got a way to deal the Rona, sure, but like, Rona's attacks through this board. It feels like they could have waited a turn and kept the Liliana. I know probably do have like an Aid the Fallen or something. And they can rebuild. Okay, yeah. Let's wrap this one up. Not beating a Lily. More packs. Up to 30k gold now. I don't know if that's good or not. It's more than I normally have. Okay, I'll take a chase. It's not a bad pair of uncommons to get. I think one of the decks I would like to build is an aristocrat style deck. So that might work well against that. Ral's Outburst. Another rare. And a Ral. 3 rare, 3 mythics, 7 rares, 13 uncommons, 10 commons. I'm just quickly thinking about that feather deck. I don't know if I've opened any feathers online. Oh, I've opened 2 feathers. And it's a rare, so that would be fine. 10th just... I mean, one of those is fine. I'm broadly the uncommons and commons should be okay. There's no mythics in the deck. What are we looking at from points of rares? Let's make this easier on ourselves. In fact, I say why don't we make it easier on ourselves? Why don't I just import the deck? Oh right, because it's really hard to. I tell you, the one thing I will not give Wizards credit for is the fact that They've got Arena, it's a great success, and they just haven't found a way for the website to import decks easily. At all. Like, I'm having to... Thankfully it's up on Goldfish. So, uncommons, 4 uncommons, 5 uncommons, 5 uncommons, 6 uncommons, 6 uncommons and some rares. Some more sideboard rares. That might be a possibility. If I can't figure out what to stream on Wednesday, then I might play a deck like this. Mainly because I've been thinking of, basically I will be streaming more regularly, but the plan is to stream Magic on Mondays, and then non-Magic stuff on Wednesdays. But I might swap that around while the fun and hype of the new set is still here. So I'm actually just going to plonk in some decks and see how close I am to them anyway. Let's give them names. So how far am I off this one? A little bit more off the way. There's an interesting thing about this set, is that I actually think the fact that you've got these 2 rare cycles, so you've got the finales, and you've got the, what should you call it, the gods, of which some probably will be standard playable, some of them won't, and then the mythic planeswalkers and the other mythics like Rolodex and whatnot, is that it actually means a lot of the rares that you want are now at rare, which makes them not nice for Arena. Because like any other set, like all these Sorins are mythics, and this is a bad deck to be looking at as an example. This also seems like a sweet deck, this like white-black Knights life gainy type thing. I mean, the one thing that's got me excited about this set for Standard is that anyone who knows me, well, maybe not, because people were surprised when I was talking about this, I will always play any Planeswalker base deck in Standard. I've played 4 and 5 colour walkers. When I came back to the game I brewed up a Bant Walkers list that was pretty sweet. And I'm pretty sure I've played white-black Planeswalkers whenever it's been legal. I think the last time was when it was Gideon Allies, Zendikar and Sorin, the 6 mana one. I don't know, I guess I've just picked all the bits for Sultai over time as well. And the other nice thing about this set from an Arena point of view is don't have to pick up the lands. It's so nice to not have to waste... waste is the wrong word. But it's so nice to not have to utilise a bunch of your wild cards on lands. It's so frustrating when you have to do that. This is probably going to end up... I'm not going to make people watch me just put random decks into stuff. So, thank you for coming along and watching. And I'll see you tomorrow, I suppose. As soon as I can find the go not live button.